Hey guys, today we're going to do a quick lube tutorial on the method that Gazzew, the designer of Boba U4s, recommends for his switches. This method can be used for pretty much any standard switch you need to lube. You saw my previous lube tutorial. This is the same method but with hopefully better close-ups. We're using slightly different switches this time. Instead of the silent tactile Bobas I used previously, today I'm going to be lubing some of the silent linear Boba U4s. This switch should be available from vendors soon, but if you can't wait, you can reach out to Gazzew, and if he has them, I'm sure he'll be happy to sell them to you. I'll include Gazzew's info in the video description just like the last tutorial. If you find this video helpful, or even if you don't find it helpful, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you can be notified of all the new videos that are on the way. So without any further ado, let's get to lubing. I'm only going to be doing a few switches today, so it'll be quick and easy. I like to use 4 bowls for my parts. Ordinarily I'd use larger bowls, but these part trays will work fine since I'm only doing a few switches. I like to get started by separating the springs, as it just makes assembly go that much faster. You don't necessarily have to separate all the springs, but I like to do a nice amount of them before starting so I don't have to worry with it later. I'm using a pre-thinned Lube 3G that I acquired from Gazzew, already pre-thinned, and it comes in this nice dropper bottle that makes things that much easier. So what I like to do is I'll put a decent amount just inside the slide rails, about 1 to 2 millimeters from the tip, or about the width of the dropper tip itself. So let's see if we can get that to focus. You can see there, it's about the width of a grain of rice. So that's all you need. You do that on each slide rail. Ooh, went a little heavy on that one. All right. A little excess lube isn't going to hurt anything. As long as you don't go too crazy, a little extra lube is going to be fine. Alright, after you lubed all your switch spaces, it's time to move on to the springs. The springs are lubed with a method known as donut dipping. The lube I'm using here is a Krytox, is a Krytox blend, also acquired from Gazzew, known as blend number 6. What I like to do is I put a line of this lube on my finger that I'll be using as a palette to dip my springs in. I like to wear gloves as it makes cleanup a lot quicker and easier for me. The gloves aren't necessary. Some people like finger cuts. If you feel like going without gloves or finger cuts, that's perfectly acceptable too. Just some people may have sensitivities or allergies, but the lube is non-toxic. It won't hurt you to get it on your hands, so everything's fine. So what you want to do is just dip your spring right there in the lube. Then you want to make sure that the hole is open on the spring. If it's all the way across like that, that's not good. What you want the spring to have an open hole like so. Then you just pop it in, grab your stem in, and be sure to hold the stem down while you're assembling the switch. Oh, shoot. Hold the switch stem down. Maybe I shouldn't have worn gloves. Pop it together, a couple presses, we're good to go. I don't know why I dropped it in there. There we go. So we're just going to repeat the process here with these other springs real quick. Lube on there, we're good to go. Drop it in. Stem in, hold it down. Put it on the switch top. And once you get going, it goes pretty quick. This is a lot faster than the traditional paintbrush method that can take several hours to do 75 switches. You should increase your productivity quite a bit with this method. Whoa, those are two still stuck together. Sorry about going off camera a little bit there. So that's pretty much all there is to it. It's pretty important that you hold the stem down while assembling the switch. I know with linears like this, it doesn't really matter and it's not necessary, but with tactile switches, 100% necessary that you hold down the stem as you assemble the switch. If you don't hold down the stem, you risk damaging the leaf and potentially ruining the tactility and ending up with uneven tactility amongst your switches. As far as linears, it's not important, but you don't want to start a bad habit. So always press the stem down while you're putting them together. And that's pretty much it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe you learned something new. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hope you have a great rest of your day.